What is up, For Honor family? So I wasn't even going to touch on this slanderous issue. I was just going to leave it alone because I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I've been dealing with this kind of mess my entire life. So this is nothing new. When you talk about racists, man, I've been dealing with this forever. So I wasn't even going to touch on this topic because I was even telling people in my Discord, I don't want to give this any more oxygen than it already has. Now, I will say this, Slanderous, if you're watching this right now, and you probably aren't, because I know I'm a smaller channel and not a lot of people know about Mr. Ardor, and that's okay, but that's not it, brother. That's not it. And I'm sure you probably want to call me out my name anyway, especially once you see my face. And you can do that all you want. But I tell you what you need to do and the right thing to do is to come to your senses and actually do a video saying that what you did was out of line, because it straight up was out of line. For Honor, we love this fighting game, man. We love this fighting game, everything that goes with it. Race, rape, none of that mess has nothing to do with For Honor. So there's no reason to include it in a video for clicks. You're doing a tier list on rape? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. I mean, how much sense does that make? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But we always say to each his own. We have people that do dark comedy. There's people that want to be extravagant with the things that they present. But to me, that has no place out here. You got to think. There are people that are actually looking at your videos and they're going to extract things from that, just like myself, just like GF, the general, did, just like Professor POV did, and others. They're going to extract things from that, and you just look like an ass. To me personally, just looking at it outside looking in, because I don't know Slanderous. I'll be the first one to say. I don't know. I didn't even know about him until I was told by the Chosen Discord. There was a member from the Chosen Discord came over. He dropped me a line, a DM, and he said, "Hey, Ardor, did you see this?" And I was like, "See what?" And it was from the Slanderous and all this, of course, derogatory racist comments and things like that. And I was like, dang, this dude's a straight up a-hole. What's wrong with this man? But I am honestly about forgiveness. I have had white friends, and then this was back in high school, yeah. I had a white friend, and then by the time summer was over, he didn't like me. He had black boots and white shoelaces. And y'all should know what that means. He became a skinhead over the summer. And he didn't want to have nothing to do with me. How could a guy go from being cool with me to all of a sudden having something against me? That's confusing as heck when you're younger, man. That's confusing as heck. Doesn't make sense. So like I said, I've been dealing with this kind of stuff for a long time. But that doesn't have any place in the For Honor space. That's why when I say For Honor family, I mean it. You're more than a like. You're more than a comment. There's a person behind that comment. And I try to respect that. And that's where I think Slanderous kind of crossed the line, because of the things that he's discussing, especially when he's just throwing out the N-word like it's nothing. That's just not it, man. But I don't want to dive into it. If you guys are looking for an in-depth breakdown on Slanderous and the things that were said, I'll put a link to that GF. I call him the General. I'll put a link to the General's video. I thought he did a great job breaking it down. Like I said, I wasn't going to talk about it, but I just want to let you know my personal feelings about it. I think it's crap, but I also think it's redeemable. We make mistakes. We all make mistakes. He's made plenty of them. But that doesn't mean he can't come back from this. And I say come back from this because what he's doing is not representative of a respectable human being. To me, it just isn't. But that's my opinion. A lot of people still watch it. He's getting the views. He's getting the likes and all that other stuff. So it is what it is. But that's just how I feel about it. Thank you, guys. I know this is a serious topic. I appreciate you. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter who you want to go to bed with, whether it's male on male, whether it's female on female. It don't matter to me. It's all love here. I respect you. And if I do something or if I put something in my video that's disrespectful, make sure you call my butt out on it. Please do. Because it's either something I didn't understand and it's my own personal ignorance and I want you to tell me about it, or maybe I had a bad day and maybe I just let something rip and I shouldn't have. But we all make mistakes. So what Slanderous did, whether it's effed up in my opinion, but it's redeemable. So don't just throw him to the trash, even though what he did was trash. And even I said that what he did was trash. It's still redeemable.